Hello everyone and welcome back to the Greene Family Legacy here in Sims 4, and we are currently at the main legacy lot watching all of these adorable birds. Just look at them. Look at how cute they are. Devin, don't you just love them? I think she's actually looking at them with a little bit more of a critical eye, going, yes, these are pretty interesting birds. I'm sure the girls will be able to learn a lot from watching them, and more importantly, they'll draw in customers to Devon's new high quality, very fancy upscale lemonade stand that she is going to be building. It really would be more appropriate to call it a lemonade cafe, and I think that is what we'll call it, but Devin plans on opening her own restaurant pretty soon. It's just going to be more of a shop, really, where you can go and you can purchase various things like fresh lemonades from her absolutely mind-blowingly amazing perfect lemonade trees, or I should say lemon trees. The lemonade comes with a lot of sugar and you have to make it yourself. But Devin has been planning on opening her own business that she can have as a yoga shop and she can sell healthy food at for quite a while. And now that she knows the secret of how much money is hiding in this seemingly innocent looking garden, she's actually very excited to start reworking the entire backyard, getting the garden looking really, really nice, and just redoing everything with how it looks. She's ignored this area for the most part because Devin is a snob. That is definitely one of her traits, and she definitely feels like she wants to be super upscale with everything. She is never one to turn down a fancy dinner or a really fancy outfit, though lately she turns down a fancy dinner for the sake of being a snob of like, oh, is that like not the most organic free-range salmon slice from like the mountains of forever yonder over the hill? Then she's not going to touch it, and that's because she's a snob. But she's going to open a little lemonade cafe pretty soon that will sell the lemons and the other high quality food she's able to get from her own backyard now, and it will also have a little section where she can host some yoga classes and where she can sell some of the other goods that she might be able to get her hands on, like maybe some artisan bird feeders. So maybe she'll be able to get some really fancy bird feeders she can sell at her little cafe too. So I'm really looking forward to that, and it's actually been holding me up. Plans for Devon's little cafe have been holding me up this whole time in being able to get stuff done. So we're going to dive back into Sims 4, and today we're actually going to help Devon out by making the backyard have a complete transformation. So she feels like it's her space, she can really work in it. We're going to rework everything. It's not really going to be like the goofy family playground that it has been up till now. It's going to have a much more modern, sleek sort of look, but also have a space for the kids to still enjoy the things that the kids do, which is primarily at the old greenhouse. Look at this, you guys. I am so proud of the kids' new playhouse. So this is the new playhouse for the wonderful kidlets. We have Amber and we have Fern, Amber, and then little Aspen, who I actually want to think about growing up tonight. So it may be Aspen's birthday today. But this is their little greenhouse. They're going to be allowed to have kind of like this section of the yard. Devin has given that much permission to them at least. And when the kids asked, Mom, can we put our frogs inside the greenhouse? Devin thought, oh sure, they'll put a couple frog tanks out there. Not that she's not really into frogs whatsoever. She's a little bit more squeamish than that. But she thought it would be fine. She had no idea that Grandpa Tate would catch wind of what his grandkids wanted to do and come over and gut the greenhouse and utterly transform it. So we actually have a tiny little frog pond for the girls now, and I think Devin is going to demand that there's like a tiny little fence. In fact, that'll probably be one of the first things we do here in just a second, but she'll want like a tiny little fence so it feels at least somewhat contained, like her entire yard is not going to suddenly be filled with frogs, which is just not something she'd be okay with. I'm sure Pine wouldn't care. Pine would probably laugh if he reached into his coat pocket for work and pulled out a frog. In fact, he would probably need to make sure it wasn't some sort of radioactive frog that he accidentally brought home from the laboratory. But Devin likes things to be a little bit tidier and to look a little fancier. Devin basically wants her life to look like you opened up some sort of like modern hipster house backyard magazine, and it just is like a home design magazine. That's what she wants. So a bunch of frogs kind of throw a bit of a croak into her plans, so you could say. But I love these, so check these out. These are some guys that, I can't remember who made them. I need to make sure I remember who made them, because somebody on Frogs Without Cages. Oh yeah. And oh no, it doesn't say who made him. I know the person. He does like Llama Man. I don't think it was Sim Donut. It was another person on Tumblr who does some really amazing custom content. And I have been downloading so much custom content. Look at the cute little garden boots. Oh, we're so adding these in here. Come on, you guys. awesome little garden boots because these are definitely like what the kids would be wearing when they would come in and take care of their frogs. In fact, can we do like 2 colors of garden boots? There we go. Look, they have strawberries on them. Too cute. But I could definitely see the kids putting on these garden boots when they come and work with their frogs. So we'll definitely do that. That's adorable. I love clutter, by the way. But yeah, that was some Tumblr finds that I stumbled on. And I was so happy because I asked somebody, I put out like a post on Tumblr and I was like, hey, has anyone done this yet? And sure enough, we have freed frogs. Isn't this so cool? Look at them. Look at them. So I used move objects on and I kind of fiddled around with some things and I managed to get some lily pads put in, and each of the frogs you see here, the 2 mud frogs and then the swirly frog and all of the other guys, oh, and there's even a little guy down here too, oh, that's so neat. They all represent real frogs that the girls were able to get, and I think I actually transferred all of the frogs that we have like rid of pieces here into the inventory. Yeah, so they all correspond with a real frog the girls have managed to breed. And then we'll go ahead, we'll say we put the tanks like in the family garage or attic or basement or wherever we say the family inventory is, and we leave out these frogs, and I love it. So Devin doesn't so much love this, but she promised and the kids were able to contain it, and Grandpa Tate came over and made it a building project, so she can't exactly go back on that. And he also built the girls a little stairway so that they can come up and they can have the Ribbit Society, their little club dedicated to frogs and void critters, because kids love those things. They can come up here and they can actually come and kind of interact with each other. They can have their little club meetings up here, play with their friends, and we can even bring up the void critter little battle station and have them relax up here too. And then they've also got extra frogs inside of the chest in here as well. And they've got some frog food too. There's just little decorative items like what you would expect for kids to drag up to a tree house. Like little books. These are actually notebooks that have all of the information about the current frogs and the frog breeding program, and some early attempts at like club budgets that Amber is doing to try to like add up all the math that goes into buying the frog food that you see right here and feeding it to the frogs. More books. Some of those are books on frogs. Some of them are comic books. Some of them are like fiction and fantasy books the kids like, and then various toys just kind of sprinkled around. And I imagine there's probably like gumballs and who knows what else hiding inside of this little lunchbox. But I love it. So that's the girls' little clubhouse. And Devin sort of sees it as an eyesore right now. So she's trying to figure out what to do about it. And she's kind of thinking maybe some really tall hedge fences or something. So we're going to actually spend most of the day today helping Devin rearrange the backyard. This is going to be more of a building day, but then we will have the birthday with Aspen and we will start rolling into more gameplay soon. Just Devin has really been holding me up with this desire to kind of dive in here and redo the whole backyard. And now that we have so much money and she has just paid the bills so that now we do have the, so now we actually do have the electricity turned back on for the house, and it was $7,000 to do that. Oh my gosh. We're going to go ahead and dive on in and start cleaning stuff up and removing a lot of things. Really, we're going to remove the pool, believe it or not. Boom! That definitely helps ease some stuff up quite a bit, actually. And Devin basically just wants to make the yard look super nice. And it's kind of just a mess right now. So she's going to bring that home designer, like she's basically opened up Instagram or whatever, wherever all the people who are kind of into her sort of circles of like modern upscale, upcycling hipsterness have uploaded their pictures. She's going to be looking at that for inspiration, and we're going to try to match her expectations. So we've got a whole bunch of the perfect lemon trees, and these she kind of wants to feature as like a center point because those lemon trees are important. And she doesn't really know what to do with all of the berries and the blackberries and everything, but she does know that, hey, if the lemons turned out to be a lot more valuable than she could have ever possibly guessed, then maybe those guys will turn out to be valuable too. So she's not going to try to get rid of any of the plants, but she definitely wants to tidy things up. And then this is a little doll house that the kids can play with, so we might just shove it over there for now. All right, Devin, let's figure out what we can do for you. And I think that the kids would be like, no, mommy, and like freaking out as she starts cleaning things out. So let's go ahead, move objects on. They'd start freaking out. I know I always freaked out when my dad would come in and he'd start like doing a deep clean of any part of our house because we knew we were probably going to lose some toys if we didn't go in and pick them up right away. So I think that the kids would be basically yelling at Devin about that. Like, no, don't get rid of our Easter eggs. And Amber would be calming Fern down because she's the more logical one and would be frantically like collecting everything. And they'd be moving all of their little Easter eggs somewhere else safe. And then let's see. Oh, I need to give this back to this large space rock and some of the other things. Definitely need to give those back to our space loving family. So Lily needs to pick those up. We'll move her in temporarily and have her grab that stuff later. All right. So let's see. Is this a lemon tree? This is a pomegranate tree. I don't think Devin's really into like this guy. And we'll go ahead. I don't think she's really into these whirly-doos at the moment. Now these in different colors, I could definitely see her being into, and I could definitely see her being into these planters if they were a different color as well. And I have actually downloaded so much new stuff, and I have big piles, folders of things I need to work on downloading. Oh yeah, and I forgot I got the stuff packs because there were a whole bunch of cool downloads I wanted for like restaurants and things, but I didn't have a couple of the stuff packs. And the pumpkin carving station! We can do pumpkin carving things in the future. Huzzah, that's gonna be so fun. All right, so yeah, this episode's going to be like a building episode just so we can figure out where everything's going to go. Daisies, I think she would decorate with. Basil could go back here. We'll sort of sort things by herbs and not herbs. And then I think we can go ahead and this hedgerow, kind of like tuck it this way. I feel like Devin wants a bit of privacy, but maybe we'll have something new we can use. And chrysanthemum flowers can probably stay up here. Sliced tulips, bluebell plants. Let's see, spinach plants. Maybe we'll have like a proper vegetable garden. And then the very nice plantain tree. We'll have to figure out what to do with that guy. Lily flowers can probably stay over here. Now the grapevines, if we could get some perfect grapes up and going, that would be amazing too. And I think Devin would love roses if she could grow like a different color of them. That would be really nice. So maybe we'll do like a proper vegetable garden sort of right along here. So let's move these guys. Or actually, let's see what other planters I have as well. So that would be like planter. So yeah, like planter box. And I could have sworn I have downloaded a bunch of planter boxes. Let's see. Yeah, planter box miscellaneous storage. Oh, that's that guy too. But yeah, I know I have some brighter color planter boxes that I have downloaded from somewhere where it's these really bright colors that have to do with outdoor retreat. But we'll have to just wait and see if I can find those in the future. So yeah, we'll have like maybe our proper little vegetable garden sort of spots right here. And so all of the vegetable garden stuff, not the grapevines though, can go in here. And then we need space to be able to get around it. And then let's see, we'll put, I think the My Sims are another, no mommy, you guys, Hopper is a perfect mascot for the club. Is Hopper not the most perfect mascot? That's wonderful. Hopper will be the little mascot for the little frog club. So the Ribbit Society. And then all of the others, I think, would end up being victim to the cleaning purge. Oh, okay, we just got some sort of a little alert. I don't know what that was about, though. Interesting. All right. And we're just going to put all of these guys. I guess somebody is, like, collecting these for the first time. In you go, puppy. Oh, my goodness. And I think Devin would potentially put her foot down with mushrooms unless, well, actually, I could see her being like, well, maybe if I make a very fancy mushroom risotto with asparagus, with like a pinch of Arctic mountain saffron pulled down by people who can only get up there by yak and halfway by like crow, like I could see her, as long as it's super fancy, keeping some of these things around, even if like her inclination may not be not to, because they're mushrooms. She's learning, she's expanding her horizons and really having quite a bit of a personality jump. All right, she's gonna have lots of grapevines. All right, so we're really kind of clearing stuff out. This is the pomegranate tree again. So I think she's more interested in getting a lot of lemon trees, especially lemon trees and some nice planters. And I know she wants like a covered area where she can sit down with her patio furniture. So let's get moving. We're going to get rid of these rocks. All right, we'll clear out all the rocks. I think we'll clear out all these guys too. And some of this stuff I just kind of want to move because it's still good to have like the grass and the flowers. So we'll just kind of scooch this over. Oh, so cute. Lily of the Valleys. Oh, I love Lily of the Valleys. They're one of my favorite plants. All right, we've got patches of them everywhere. So Devin, You're in good company. It's good that you got with the plant program because that's kind of what this family is about. They're called the Greene family. In fact, I bet Devon's already thinking about how to use that to her advantage. Like, well, we are the Greene family. I bet I could definitely make that quite appealing to a bunch of people. And I think she would love that picket fence thing. So like she could use her name, the Greene family, as part of the way that she can kind of like gussy up the shop. All right, because it's cute. All right, let's go ahead and we'll put down. Yeah, look at that. I think that's what she's kind of picturing between herself and the children. So she doesn't have to quite be looking at that place. And she might even want to put a bunch of tall trees between them. All right, so we'll put that down in a minute. And then I think she would want maybe a new style fence instead of just a hedge fence. Oh my gosh, I think she would love that. Oh, the romantic garden fence is so cool. But is she more into the modern tuft privacy fence? And then we can do like a little, hey, I want a little, hey, change this up. I demand more tufts of grass. I could see her being into this. Maybe not quite as much though. And we got to think about what matches the exterior of the house the best. Probably not that, to be honest. Oh, even though it's so cute. Okay, what if it was all white? Now that almost, but then I lose my ivy. My precious ivy. Who would want to lose out on the ivy? Huh, that's actually kind of like vaguely... Why? I don't know. That's not really my thing. Now this could actually kind of work, but it makes it way dark over here. And I think Devon's going for brighter colors. All right, Devon, what do you think? And let's see, there's privacy hedge with flowers. Any other color flowers? Not really. Well, let's get the kids their little fence set up really quickly because I know that's something she would do. Because she'd be like, you must contain those frogs. They cannot escape. No escaping of the frogs. So she'd definitely put her foot down on that. Oh, that's cute. See, I could see her really enjoying like a little fence thing like that. So emperor gate. Oh, wow. You can put down the huge thing. Wow. That's actually really cool. Can I do it in a different color? Neat. Yeah, I think that would make Devon happy. And I think the kids would feel like they had their own super room. Like they would actually probably think that was like going into Pine's little office, his laboratory. All right. Well, Devon, you're being a bit of a pain. So let's go ahead. The Ivy League gate. Oh, yeah. You know what? I think it's a matter of the exterior of the house maybe about to get an update because I just don't see her wanting to use anything other than either this. I could see her using something hyper modern. And where's the new fence? Where's that new picket? Ah, yeah, I actually, I could see her wanting this picket fence, but I think we will, oh, man, I could really see her using that actually. You know what? We'll do a mix with the picket fence. Will that match the house though? Because I think she's going to redo the whole place. Not really. The house kind of needs a bit of help. I don't think anyone has ever cared as much as Devon has about appearances, external appearances before. But what about a green privacy fence? And then we've got this cool cobbled fence. Man, that is kind of cool. That actually matches kind of nicely too. And then we've got this fence. And then we've got, sorry, I don't usually do rambling like building videos, but a lot of you guys have really great ideas and a lot of you guys have really strong opinions over not only like Devon, but how the house looks and how things are. And actually, I just moved to a new place that's absolutely beautiful here in Michigan. And I kind of want to redo the entire Willow Creek world to be like the place I live at, so that like the trees and the people's front yards will have fairy gardens in front of them that the kids make. I want like there to be stuff, cute little cafes that are kind of expensive but really like hipster and high scale. I want those to pop up at all of the different corners, and I want to have these little parks that just show up. In fact, I want to get rid of this little farmer's market back here, and I want to turn it into a pond, a frog pond. And there is a new mod out that I downloaded from Mod The Sims that spawns the insects from Outdoor Retreat consistently. I have one right now that will spawn the insects, and then what you can do is catch them once, but there's a new one out that spawns the insects consistently, so I could have the frog pond always have dragonflies at it that the kids can go catch. I love that idea so much. It's very exciting. All right, let me see. Now, what to do for this? Dang it, Devon. You know what? I think this thing is just the best choice. but I don't know how to convince it like to put down its little columns. What's this? Oh, wow. In fact, speaking of columns, I know Devin would probably want some. In fact, let's go ahead, not even worry about the fence for just a second, and pick out more things I know Devin will want to decorate with. All right, I know she definitely wants like a whole orchard tree, like a whole lemon tree orchard. That's definitely gonna have to be a thing. Because she's smart, she's frugal, she's very, very smart. She is a genius, so she understands she needs to increase output to increase the amount of money that everybody wants to, or she wants to make for the household. So let's go ahead and pick out some of the stuff. And I probably won't ramble too much longer because apparently I'm not very good at these rambling things. But at least you guys have some of the ideas of like what I'm trying to do. Let's see. And then I want to see all of the new stuff, the new really cool outdoor stuff. Man, look at that. That is so her. And that's actually from the like perfect patio set. So I did buy the perfect patio set. I think I had thought, oh, I'm not interested in that. Why would I want that? And then Devin came along and now I'm like, oh, Devin, I need it for you. So Devin has convinced me to have like this whole new sense of style that actually suits the house really well. And then I also want to see where the heck the table is. So that new table surfaces. The new table we have with the, yeah, like the new umbrella tables. I definitely see her at the passive aggressive table. Oh, that's totally the sort of modern edge look that she'd be going for. So if we got those things, now maybe I have a better answer on what I would put down for the fencing. Is it still this guy? Yeah, it's still this guy. And then I don't know how we're going to mix in some of the other decor pieces, but I think at the Lemonade Cafe, it'll be more like this style and rustic with the picket fences, like the upscale urban. It'll be more this stuff, but here at home, it's going to be kind of more of a mix of this stuff and then like maybe some of these kind of scattered around the place and some of these going on. So that's more what we'll have here at home. And I think that suits Devin very well. All right, well, I can't believe I've rambled about these kinds of things for so long. So let's go ahead and see how quickly I can get this thrown together. All right, Devin, you're kind of in the way, honey. So we might do something with you in a second as well. All right, so those things can go. Oh yeah, the bonsai trees. That's right. I wanted to build Devin like a little meditation area too. So we'll look into that. And then all of the flowers. I feel like she would make even the flowers super tidy. Like the daisy bushes. I feel like she'd just have everything sort of organized. And we'll organize it more as time goes on. So spliced plants and the bluebell plant. So we've got all of the different flowers over here. And then let's see, I'll get Devin out of the way. Here's a parsley plant so it can go in like the vegetable containers. And then I feel like she would just use the extra fruit trees as sort of decoration in the yard. Except for the fact this plantain tree is sort of just a distractor. I don't know, maybe we'll need that plantain tree. And we'll move the spliced plant. It can just like hang out. I think she would just let them kind of like casually hang out in the front yard. And let's grab that pot. Come here, you guys. All right, we'll get these guys over here. They don't really match. I wonder if I can make them match. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. I wonder if I can make them match. Delete. Now that's kind of cute with the little dots, but I think for at home, oh my gosh, a ladybug flower pot. I think for at home, she would do something more like this, and she does love purple flowers. I will admit that. And then let's see, something nice and just nice and subdued for when you're at home is the color she'd probably pick. All right, and we'll get her out of the way. And man, I feel better already getting this backyard somewhat sorted out. And then we have a trash plant. I honestly think she would not let the trash plant survive, but it took me forever to get this guy like even here. So we're just gonna hide him like in the trees so she doesn't know that the trash plant is still around. And there's another one of the little hoppers. There, now both girls can have one, and they're just gonna have to like figure out what they're gonna do when their brother grows up, and he's gonna want one too. And then we've got the basil bush. So we do have a whole bunch of nice herbs over here that we need to do something about. This is another rose bush. So we can bring that over next to the other rose bush. So we'll scooch you over here. Yeah, I think she'd make like a nice little path kind of between these guys so that you could walk between them. Maybe a dirt path or maybe just like a nice little pattern path. But I think she'd want you to be able to like wander among the flowers, and then we can plant plants as decorative pieces between them. And then what's this one? Another lily flower. So we'll bring that one over here. Is this a lily? That's a spliced. I think this may be the only like pure. Yeah, these two are lily flowers. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll move the daisy. We'll move the two roses across from each other like this. Move the daisy. Here's the bluebell, chrysanthemum, and spliced. So yeah, I think she'd make the garden just very tidy and organized. All right, and I don't know what she would do with the mushrooms just yet. So they're going to go over here. All right, well, I've probably yammered your guys' ears off about really weird things about like my plans for what the house is going to be like for long enough. So you guys have the basic idea of it. And there's a bunch of grapevines. So I feel like we need to make this really cool grape orchard as well. So yeah, you guys have the basic idea of what's going to go down. So I'm going to try tidying up a few things, throwing down a few other things, and I will get back to you once I am done. You guys, I'm so in love. I don't think I've ever built anything that I have loved as much as I love this garden, and I'm not even really done. It's just been 4 hours, like 3 or 4 hours. I've decided, Seri, you need to stop now, because I could be sitting here putting down garden clutter and tiny little pieces of grass and tiny flowers for forever. But you guys, welcome to the Greene Family Legacy Garden Upgraded. So Devin has managed to get her paws into things where she really likes to have everything be nice and organized and tidy and really sleek looking, and it looks amazing. Look at this. I tried to do some speed builds to like show off what I was doing, and it finally took so long. I went, no, I'm just gonna have to show them when I'm done. And here I am, almost completed. It's a mix of pretty much everything you can have in all of the packs and a whole bunch of custom content that I had hiding in various folders. So I was really happy about that. I went in and I removed the path and I put down some terrain paint as the new path, and the terrain paint will lead you all the way through the little flower garden over to the new patio. Look at this patio. It's so amazing. And I did end up just using this object, this plant object, to line the entire thing rather than using a fence. And it's the perfect mix of the type of fencing that I was really trying to go for. I am just so in love with this. We've got all sorts of special plants. These are actually the plants that are removed from debug and put up here so we could put the plants nice and thick on top. There's even some of the tiny guys. Yeah, there's these tiny square plants filled in some of the squares. The light still comes through the top, which I absolutely love. We have a great mix of like the backyard plant pots to bring a big splash of color and kind of a more homespun, like backyard feel to things. Then we've got the beautiful, these big giant guys. I think they're the delphiniums from the Romantic Garden set. I moved the trash can over here. Or even the palm, like the little plantain tree doesn't even look that out of place over here. I love it. And the pots are so beautiful. I desperately needed recolors of these, and somebody did them on Tumblr. I'm going to see if I can whip up their name so I can tell you guys who did these, because they're so beautiful. I mean, look at these. Okay. There you go. I can't pronounce who did them. They're Omobe did them, and pictureamobe.tumblr.com has them, and I am so in love with them. Are these plant pots not the best thing? And I found a whole bunch of tiny little flowers and a whole bunch of tiny decorative grass that I got from who knows where, because I just download things from all over the place and stuck it in between so it has a kind of nice little like run-in look for the little flower garden section. I managed to snag the strawberries. We have to do so much more. What happened to my terrain paint? Somehow my terrain paint I put next to the door got removed. Phooey, I'm gonna have to fix that. But yeah, I've got so much more to do over here. I need to like put down some new landscaping. I don't even know what I'm going to do. Devon's going to have to come up with some new ideas. And Devin has a new appearance too that we'll show off in just a second. But yeah, we have the vegetable garden over here in these adorable little planter pots. So I'm really happy with that. I think we might even carry it to one more vegetable garden plot. I'm not sure. We're going to have Devin come in and do a whole bunch of like fancy landscaping over here too. We just kind of worked on the backyard today. But look at this. Look at this. There's a place we can come over and we can mix up some of the lemonade right over here. And there's a little like fire pit right over here so they can come and just sit and relax as a family. Devin really loves reading, and reading outside, wants to encourage the kids to do that. So that's why we have the bookshelf out here so they can come over and grab bookshelf. We've got beautiful, this looks like a really expensive vase. So I figured that's what Devin would want. Some fresh cut hydrangeas, excuse me. And I bet she invested in this grill with the excuse that pine could use it. But really, she's going to start dabbling a little bit in the herbal remedies. And the reason she's going to do that is because the herbal remedies are kind of tied in with the like homeopathy, make your own incense, make your own tea sort of wellness skill that she's developing as well. Oh, speaking of wellness skill, she has a new yoga area. Oh my gosh, hang on. I'll show it to you guys in just a second. But yeah, we've got that going on. And look at the grapes. I'm so happy with my little grape arbor. Look at this. Isn't this the cutest thing? We have this beautiful dark purple for the grape pots right here. You can see a little chipmunk that is peeking out from behind one of them. I love it. You've got a nice little dirt path that comes on down. And then you've got the archway over here. It just looks so pretty. We've got all sorts of little decorative pots down here to kind of show like seedlings or sprouts that Devin might be working with. We've got all sorts of little clutter pieces because I absolutely love clutter. So pots and shovels and gloves and things like that. We've got this beautiful rose archway that we have right over here with a bunch of areas to like paint in case the girls want to take up painting or Devin wants to try out painting. I really want to get Fern and or Amber into doing photography. I think maybe more so Fern. I think Amber would be really excited if her parents would let her learn to use the microscope. I'm not sure kids can use the microscopes, but I know she would want to dabble in that or maybe chess. And we've got the bird feeder that we need to refill. We need to put the seed back in. We have a little adorable bird bath next to the bird feeder, so you can just sit and relax and watch the birds kind of frolic to and fro over here. I really love that. We have a whole new section for the lemonade orchard. I need to come in and put in some of the dirt pathing over here as well so that they can come in and they can harvest up all of the lemonades. I even found a little lemonade basket. Yay! I love all of the random clutter that I have hidden away. And so we're going to work on getting more lemon trees growing. So Devin is really going to work hard at adding more lemon trees in. And we even surrounded all of Devin's, in quotes, section of the backyard with a little hedge fence over here too, so that the kids can feel like this is going to be their chaos area. I also found a trilobite fossil while I was like uncovering plants. So we are going to come in at some point and we're going to redo this whole section as well down here. We might make it a little bit more wild. And I'm also thinking Devin might get into doing an herb garden of some kind. And maybe it'll be like one of those circle herb gardens. So we might put that in somewhere over here. And I don't know what else we might tuck in because we kind of evolve the household based on the personality and the needs of the family. There's even a little sun hat over here. I love this. This is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. And yeah, we're going to come over here and we're going to kind of evolve this with the kids' needs, evolve this with what Devin wants. We might put in like some butterflies that could spawn constantly in the yard. We might add in some insects that spawn constantly in the yard just because it's so pretty and I could see insects visiting quite often. And then over here, you guys, we have Devin's new meditation zone that has the bonsai trees because she's probably going to learn to start messing with the bonsai trees and growing bonsai trees so she can sell them at the yoga part of the little lemonade cafe and yoga studio she wants to run, because she does kind of want to run like both things, and I definitely think she wants to be accepted into this really fancy exclusive yoga club, so we're going to be looking into that in the future. But she has her own little section over here now. In fact, it looks like, yeah, there we go. She has her own little section to come over, step right outside from her office where she's going to be writing things and probably managing quite a bit of her new businesses. Oh, we can even move the fern out here, I think. Yeah, I'm going to have to put it on the ground. Come on, go on the ground. Oh, geez. Okay. No, get down. Get down. Okay, we're gonna have to play with that later actually, so I'm just gonna stick it back on her desk for now. But yeah, she can step out of her office, which we are totally going to be redoing now that we know so much more about her personality. Eventually we're gonna have somebody come over and take care of this cookie. I don't know why this oatmeal cookie is like out here. I have no idea why. And she can just leave her office and step into this lovely little haven because she'll have a perfect spot to practice with her bonsai. She's got her nice little bamboo chimes over there. She has this illusion of privacy being behind the fountain, but really she kind of doesn't mind if people see her meditating right in front of her fountain or doing yoga right in front of her fountain because she's a bit of a snob, so it's kind of her way of not so subtly showing off. So she's going to work on her wellness skill and have her own little quiet retreat back here that's going to be just her space. And on the flip side, we are going to be redoing Pine's space. So Pine's kind of been shoved into this tiny little section. We might add another story over here so that he can have a proper laboratory, a little mini lab lab, or like put the observatory back upstairs as well. So we might be working on that in the future. I'm really looking forward to that. This is going to be baby Aspen's room. He can now look out over this awesome little patch of green. I'm really happy with the backyard. I was a little worried that a neat and tidy and organized backyard wouldn't be very fitting for the Greene family, because they've always been kind of just like, oh, let's just stick it anywhere sort of people. But this is amazing. And I'm really excited to see it fill up and be useful, and to see the family come out and use it pretty often, and to see how we're going to evolve the rest of the house and the rest of the yard with the needs of the family. And I gotta say, after doing this, I feel super confident about my building skills now too. So I'm really happy with this. I am sorry this episode was kind of like just me rambling about how I wanted to build. And let me see if Devon's almost done with the baby, and we'll like make her run out here in just a second. But she was taking care of little Aspen. He was hungry, and we're going to have her change outfits, and I'm going to have her run out. I did find the new hair that I downloaded for her as well. And so, all right. Change outfits. Yeah, there we go. Here's one of her new outfits. I think this suits her pretty well. It still makes her look a lot older than she used to, but I think this suits her kind of like upper crust snob, part hipster, part like hippie, part wellness snob, part yogi sort of clashing personality, and kind of puts it into something that's casual but elegant and looks expensive when you put it all together. So that's Devin kind of in a nutshell, especially now that she has money. She's definitely got the frugal trait, but she sort of put it to the side for the sake of upgrading the backyard. Oh my gosh, it actually didn't cost as much as I thought it would either. So it was really actually very cheap. So maybe that's some of her frugal side coming out. But yeah, this is Devin and her new look. She definitely will be wearing some expensive clothes. I think she's going to have a new passion for shoes and like nice jewelry. So I think we might, when she starts making some friends in that sort of snobbish yogi group, the like snobbish yoga club that she's going to be joining, once she makes some new friends in that group, I think we might send them out shopping pretty often, so she can go shopping for jewelry and shopping for new clothes. I think that would be really cool, and they can go and critique like the outfits and the things that are in the store. I think that would be really, really fun. And it's a little bit different than the Greene family's normal, like rough and tumble, playful personality. And she does still allow the kids just to have their chaos of their playroom, though she would demand that this dirty dish be picked up. Thank you very much. But I think Devin's going to add something pretty classy to the Greene family as a whole. And I think it's going to be really interesting if she starts kind of rubbing elbows with some of the people higher up, and maybe helps Pine get a few promotions that way. We might find out who Pine's boss is and invite them over for a nice backyard barbecue, and we can offer them some of the super expensive, extremely fancy organic lemonade that we sell for like $7 a glass or something like that. So I love it. 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 I'm so happy with it. I'm so pumped. We still have so many more spots. It's just like, oh look, isn't this gorgeous? Oh, what's this? It's just a pile of dirt and random things. We still have so many spots we need to spruce up, and so many places we need to tidy up. And I think there's dirty dishes everywhere. There's floating cookies, as we saw. We have to repair this, but it's a good start. It's a good start, and I think Devin's going to feel pretty accomplished. And next time we might have a party here where we grow up little Aspen and have him meet all of the family members. And I think that Devin might be kind of thinking it's time to try for that fourth baby she really, really wants. So we might see that happen again. And if she doesn't have any luck, I wouldn't be surprised if she decides to try to get her paws on the fertility elixir. So we're going to have to look into that too and see the side effects of what may or may not happen with that. But this is gorgeous. This is awesome. Thank you guys so much for writing out my babble about this kind of like building episode. And we'll jump back into some more active, fun gameplay next time. So I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.